Hey Lily, this is Terry. I'm going to start by talking about your different products. So, by looking at your perceptual map, I would think that ACE is your low tech and Able, maybe you're thinking high tech right now. You have them both as low tech. So generally, you want to differentiate because if you have two products that are, this one's kind of in the middle, which is probably your only one making any headway right now. You need to differentiate them a little bit more. Now, ACE, you've got some other issues with. ACE, you haven't sold anything for, so you might want to look at introducing this one a little bit earlier. I'm not sure when you introduced it, but it's not even showing up as being sold at all. So when you look at this, the differentiation between your two products aren't great, which means that they would compete against each other generally. And especially for the $10 price change, probably not that much of a differentiation. Generally, if you want to be leading, you want to be right on this edge of the black line. You want to be pushing the envelope. Unless you want to be a low cost, cheap item, I don't know that you want two of those though, because right now you have a cheap high tech and you have a cheap low tech, and it's bad and outdated. So the further closer up you are here, the worse it gets. So you really want to be pushing yourself down if you want to be leading. Leading with a technology perspective. So as you're building this, there's not enough differentiation between the two at all. Okay, so I would revisit perceptual maps in your book and look a little bit more on how you might be able to make that better. The next thing is when I look at marketing, and if you read your sales budgets and your promo budgets, and I'll read this to you right now. Your first 1 million increases awareness about 22,000. If you do less than that, you're not going to increase anything. So right now you have 50 for a promo budget and 50 for sales. That's not enough to do anything. I would be cranking these up to 2 million, 1.5 million. The greater that you go, I think anything, 3 million would yield you 89%. So you really can't go more than that. But the more you increase your promotion, that increases your customer awareness, which makes customers want to buy you. The more you increase your sales budget, the more you increase your accessibility and how you get it out to your customers, and the more likely they will buy it. They're not going to buy it if you're not promoting it. So both of these I would definitely increase. And when I'm looking at your competitors, they're for sure up in like the 13, 14, 1500 range, and that's probably minimally where I would be. I like to increase this because I think it brings you up to where you should be. And then your prices, just looking at your prices overall right now. In the low tech, you have a $25 one, but your low tech one isn't even competing right now. So there's nothing in your low tech ACE. Let me go back up here. And I'm looking at your fast track. So everything that I'm doing is off of this fast track right now and looking at your results. And this is what I'm seeing. So ACE, because it's lagging so far behind, and you're not promoting it, you're not selling it. So the $25 isn't even really competitive. And then your $34 for a low tech item is probably about where it needs to be. I don't know that I would move that too far. But in a low tech, you have it as a 1.5-year-old product. And so you've got this relatively new aging product because it's not leading. You need to kind of put this information together. So the age of your product is really like, if you have a low tech item and it's cheap and it's 3 years old, great. If you have a low tech item that's cheap and relatively new and not performing very well, then not so good. You're not going to sell it. So you really need to put these together a little bit to come up with how you're going to do it. So in the marketing, I think this will tell us you'll see kind of your price here. So now I'm going to go to production, and that'll give us a little bit more information. But clearly there is no production schedule because you haven't sold any. But your low tech items, you want as much automation as possible. You need to get close to 10. So invest, invest, invest. Your high tech should be less automation. So right now, I think you wanted ACE to be more low tech, but you didn't really improve the automation. So think about a high tech item is going to be very manual to make, very technical. You're probably not going to pump out a lot of them at a time. Your low tech should be very automated, should be cheap to produce, and you need to increase that for sure. Okay, so that's definitely something I would look at. I would also look at putting in some recruiting spend and some training spend so that you can update your folks. And you also want to increase your debt so that you can purchase some of these things that you're trying to do. So I would issue myself a long-term loan here. Your maximum in the year is $2 million. So I definitely max that out the first couple rounds so that you can invest in your product and you have some money to do that. So definitely do that. And that will help increase your sales. So I think you're being a little too conservative right now. And then along with your other budgets, when you're spending on this, you have to read through this. You want to be doing at least $750,000, I think, a year in order to reach any type of savings. And you can actually play around with this when you put this in there to see the reduction, and that will save you some money and increase your overall profit as well, which will increase your cumulative margin. So those are the two areas you have to work on, but that would be where I would spend my time right now, is in this report and analyzing what you're doing compared to your competitors and making those changes. But that perceptual map is really, really important, and you need to take a look at where you want to be in that perceptual map and make sure everything makes sense around that location. Okay? I hope that helps.